I never believed envy could rot a person from the inside, until I met Clara. She wasn't just jealous. She was consumed, eaten alive by the need to have what wasn't hers. Her eyes followed everything I had, my home, my marriage, my job, as if she deserved them more than I did. At first, I thought it was harmless bitterness, the kind we all feel but never act on. But Clara wasn't like the rest of us. She whispered about powers in the woods, about women who could bend reality if you dared to give them what they asked for. I laughed, but behind her hollow stare, there was something hungry, and I didn't know then that she was already planning to surrender herself to the darkest kind of promise. It began one night when she vanished without telling anyone. Hours later, she returned, barefoot, her dress stained with mud and her voice trembling with something close to ecstasy. She told me she had found a witch, an old woman who lived beyond the river, hidden in a shack that smelled of burnt herbs and rotten wood. Clara said she had begged the woman to strip her envy away, to give her the life she thought she deserved. But the witch didn't work for free. She asked for something in return, something Clara wouldn't tell me. All I remember is the way her lips quivered when she said, "I gave her what she wanted, and now she'll give me mine." The change was immediate. Clara's skin looked fresher, her smile wider, her confidence intoxicating. She began to win over people who once ignored her. Opportunities opened like locked doors, and she bragged about how everything was finally turning in her favor. But at night, when she thought no one was watching, her face twisted into something haunted. She muttered to herself, clawed at her arms, and stared into corners as if shadows were whispering back. The more she gained, the more broken she looked, as if every blessing carried a hidden weight that crushed her bones. I tried to distance myself, but she clung to me, desperate for validation. She confessed one night that the witch demanded more than she had expected. Clara admitted she had given away not just her envy, but pieces of herself, fragments of her soul, traded like coins on a cursed table. Each time she got what she wanted, she felt another piece of her vanish. I thought she was exaggerating, losing her grip on reality, until I saw her reflection once. In the glass of my window, Clara's eyes weren't her own. They were hollow, dark sockets, and something inhuman blinked back at me. Her downfall came quickly. The job she stole collapsed in scandal. The man she seduced left her in ruin. Even her family turned their backs on her. She returned to the witch begging for mercy, clawing at the door of that rotting shack, but the old woman never answered. Neighbors claimed they heard Clara screaming at night, a voice so raw it curdled blood, echoing through the trees until it faded into silence. And then, she was simply gone. No trace, no goodbye, nothing but the smell of ash and the faint sound of scratching on her walls. I didn't want to believe she had been taken, but weeks later I found something that froze me. On my doorstep, wrapped in filthy cloth, was a locket I had seen her wear every day. Inside was a scrap of paper, wet and torn, with words scrawled in a hand I barely recognized. "Don't envy her price." My blood ran cold. That wasn't a warning meant for her. It was meant for me. Someone, or something, wanted me to understand that Clara's pact hadn't ended with her disappearance. It was still hungry, still searching for its next debt to collect. Since then, I've felt it creeping closer. Lights flicker when I'm alone. Shadows lean where they shouldn't. And at night I hear a voice whispering my name in Clara's tone. It isn't her. It can't be. But it speaks with the same venom, begging me to listen, promising me everything I've ever wanted if I just let it in. I've stopped sleeping. I've stopped leaving the house after dark. But still, the air feels heavier, like something presses on my chest, waiting for me to break and say yes. I'm telling you this because envy isn't just a feeling. It's a doorway. Clara opened it, and I stood too close when she stepped through. If you ever feel that bitterness growing inside you, if you ever think of asking for more than life has given you, remember her story. Remember how she disappeared screaming into the night. And remember that the price for a witch's favor is never paid once. It's endless, because I know sooner or later the same shadow that claimed her will come for me. And maybe when it does, you'll hear my voice instead, warning you when it's already too late.